Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Timeless 2. I bought this with my own money. A lot of folks were asking about it and wanted me to check it out, and they want to hear my thoughts on it. So, I thought I'd go ahead and give it a shot. Before I go on further, I'm going to go and put some notes on the screen. Please note that whatever is in the notes is a little bit different from what's in the video. I tend to go over in a lot more detail, kind of a lot of different things. So I definitely recommend checking it out if you want to know more about this IEM. It's like 24 pages or so. Definitely worth checking out because this video is going to be very different from what's in the notes. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get right into it. So this is the Timeless 2. I did buy the Timeless 1 a long time ago, so I kind of forgot how it sounded like. But what I can say is this is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. You know, it's actually pretty damn good. And let's break it down. So first off, the packaging is pretty good on this. Like, they give you like this really nice metal thermos looking thing. Kind of reminds of a hydro flask that's been cut in like a little bit. And then they give you a bunch of ear tips. And that's not more. They give you more. That's a lot, okay? Which is good. Then they also have like 4 different nozzles to choose from. So there's a lot of versatility here. And so again, I'm not shilling for this company. I bought this with my own money. I'm just telling you, like, this is like pretty impressive because literally, like, yesterday I was like checking out an IEM that was $400 that had like all this nothing.
Nothing. You lose.
They gave you nothing. It's like you get nothing. You know what I mean? And it was like, what? And on top of it, it sounded like crap. Anyway, Arcanus. Anyway, that being said, what are my thoughts regarding this? So what's really cool is that each of these nozzles, they kind of change the sound a little bit. I went through all of them, and in the end, the one I actually like the most is actually, I call it the gold nubbin, but it's kind of it's called the gold flat. Anyway, one trick, if you decide, you know, you need to take this out, what I did was, this might be useful. Like, I just kind of like, just use the tip of my finger to twist that way, because some of these are kind of hard to take out, but I don't know, maybe that's the wrong way to do it, but that's how I've been doing it. Okay, so let's, if I had to take a guess on what the tuning is on this, and check the notes because I go over this in much more detail. This is actually neutral bright, in my opinion. Like, wherever the tantrum origin is, wherever the critical divine is, you know, that's where this lives. It's not warm. This is not like dusk or lush or anything like that. This is where those IEMs live. Kind of like a very neutral, brightish sort of IEM, and that's the impression I get with this. Okay, so bass. What would I call this? I think the bass in here is just almost an A, but not quite an A. So it's like in other words, and the bass is actually quite good, but it depends on the nozzle that you're using. It's funny because when I used one of the nozzles, it was like lean bass. It was like, and I was like, oh no, it's like that. Not a lot of quantity, but a lot of quality kind of bass, which in my opinion, I don't like that kind of bass. And some of that was like peeking through. But when I eventually chose the gold nubbin one, then I was like, oh, that's good bass. Here we are. You know what I mean? So right between a B and an A for bass. For the sub bass, it's actually between correct and above correct. So let me tell you what I mean. So when I say correct, I think like, okay, think about the audio engineer or whoever made the song. Like, how do they want that sub bass to be like? In other words, this is probably correctly where that sub bass is supposed to be. Above correct means that's like, okay, it's a little bit more fun, not quite correct, but a little bit more fun. And then way at the top, it's Beats by Dre, where it's like, holy crap, that's like that ain't accurate at all. And then right below is polite. So when I say polite, think like Moondrop IEMs. Like most of them, their sub bass is just like, no, that's wrong, buddy. That's wrong. You need to add more sub bass to that. That's not enough. That's not correct. You know what I mean? Or think Hexa. It's like, no, that's wrong. Come up here, okay? So what is this? This is between correct and above correct, and it's hard to tell. As in, like, I listen to it over and over. I'm like, is it correct or is it above correct? It's like, so it's in that fine line. And it's also in that fine line where, like, it could depend on the person. Another person might say it's correct. Another person might say it's above correct. That's good. That means the bass is kind of like, it's pretty accurate. You know, they're trying to be close to what it's supposed to be. And that's kind of a theme I've noticed about this IEM. It's kind of pretty close to neutral in a lot of areas. In terms of, I would say, female vocals, I would say it's right between a B and an A. In other words, it's right between good and great. You know, it's hard for me to explain, and I know this is very subjective. But I go over this in the notes in much more detail on the reasons why. But there is no oomph factor. There is no holy cow factor. There's no damn factor. It's just, you know what it is? This sounds just damn good, but not great. It's like, I don't know if you ever went to Target and you like, you ever get those cookies that are there? It's like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it's not like, damn, those are good cookies. It's like, no, it's pretty good. That's how it sounds like. That's what these vocals are like. They're like, it's pretty good, but never great. You know what I mean? Same with, I would say, to a lesser extent, male vocals, I would actually give it more a ranking of good, as in like a grade of B. It's not great. It's kind of like, it's just a little bit like not quite right, not quite full, not quite like, what I want it to be. It's just good. You know what I mean? And at the end of the video, I'm actually going to show you why that is. Because what I do is I do a monitoring section where I actually wear the Timeless 2, and then I use a neutral microphone, and then I tell you, like, when I hear back, like, what is it doing to my voice? Because what it does to my voice, it actually does to other guy vocals too. And what I noticed was when I was listening back is that the way it sounds for guy vocals is that, or my voice, is that it's dead on neutral. Like dead on neutral. Rode NT1 4th Gen, which is what I'll showcase at the end of the video. But basically what it means, it just sounds just like you. No, it doesn't make you sound deeper. It doesn't make you sound smoother. It doesn't make you sound more badass. It doesn't make you sound like higher pitched. It's just like, no, it just sounds just like you. That's what it does to male vocals. So that's a grade of B. Soundstage was great on this. It generally feels like, wide and large. I do want to let you know, I'm not as, two things you should know about my understanding of Soundstage. I don't really know that much about Soundstage compared to other reviewers. Check those out. But also, I don't care. Like, a lot of the music I listen to does not require Soundstage. It's someone singing vocals, okay? I'm not, like, listening for, like, an orchestra, or I'm not playing games. I just care about vocals. And with that in mind, that will let you know whether my channel is right for you or not. I mean, I'm all about vocals. And so there's that. Sibilance is actually okay on here. It's, so at regular volume, it's not, you don't get any sibilance. But when you crank it up, it does get spicy. But the good thing is, at least at regular volume, it doesn't get spicy. So I put it as it's okay for sibilance. Now, the one thing which for me is kind of a red flag, and it's actually one of the reasons why I find it like a little fiddly, is the comfort on this. So I would find that when I would wear this, the right side of my ear would actually kind of hurt a little bit. And throughout, I'm like, what I do is I write down the times. Each time I'm like, but dude, it's like by freaking every minute. Every minute it was like really bad comfort. So that for me makes it tough because I have other IEMs that sound or have a similar tonality to this where they're not as uncomfortable. I would say the Tantrum Origin as an example, while it does cost a little bit more than this, it's much more comfortable compared to this. I would say the Divine, while it's, also cheaper, and in my opinion, actually sounds a little bit better than this. It's a little bit less like uncomfortable compared to this. Like this actually was gnawing at the side of my ear after a while. So there might be some issue if you have smaller ears like I do. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful to anybody. And what I'm going to do next is we're going to go over the microphone section where you're going to hear what it does to my voice. And we'll go from there. Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do the microphone comparison and to go from there. So this is the Rode NT1. We always use this as the, I would say, the palette cleanser, so to say. This microphone is neutral, straight line through. And so what does, when I listen to the Timeless 2 and I listen back to my voice, what does it sound like? Well, ta-da, it sounds just like this. This is it. Just sounds exactly like me, right? Rode NT1.